All right, hello and welcome back, everybody. This is David with Fairmare's Rangers, and we're picking back up with part 5 of our France campaign on mobile Empire Total War. I'm playing this on the iPad, and we are again picking up with our France campaign, and we are in the French Guyanas repelling a British invasion. If you followed along from the last episode, you'll know that we at least had ourselves set up to where we could get reinforcements for this battle, which we brought over from the Dutch Guyanas. So here we go. We have basically at our disposal in this battle, we'll have 3 native auxiliary units and 2 native auxiliary cav units and a general's bodyguard. And we're going up against 1 militia, 3 line infantry, and a general from the British. So this is going to be a little challenging. We're going to wait to get on all of our reinforcing units. We still have the 3 native auxiliary infantry units to come onto the battlefield. Once we get them, we'll mosey our way on forward, and then we'll engage in combat with the British. It looks as though they have 1 unit that they are not bringing up. They have it behind a wall. So that will help out, because I believe it's the militia that's hanging behind a wall. So that's okay. We'll just deal with the 3 line infantry first and the general's bodyguard. The big advantage to us in this battle will be that we have the mobility with our cav units, and they do not have that advantage. I might be silent through a lot of this battle, so you'll just have to bear along with me as we continue on this battle. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll try and chime in as I can. right, we're getting close to where some action is about to take place. So we got them around the city. That's ideal for me. Even if they go a little bit past, we're going to start moving forward and see if we can get the general to come up, and if we can eliminate their general's bodyguard first, that will go a heck of a long way. We'll just see what we can do to get them to maneuver that general around us. We're going to take up our cav. I don't want to have any unnecessary shots on my cav. I want to keep them as clean as possible, but if I can get a easy shot on them as we move up our first native to go up and get in the back of them. You can see how that did, man. Shooting them in the back and having our other native attack him in melee in the back. He already started wavering right from there. So that was really nice. So now we got him in melee. We got him wrapped in pretty good with that one unit. But we're going to send in a second, and we'll keep our third native auxiliary as a backup, because the thing you got to remember when you're doing melee is that you don't want to wear your men down, so having that fresh unit in reserve is ideal. Right, we got another shot in with our auxiliary cav. We'll go ahead and pull him back. Get you up close to see the action as he's about to break. So he's going to be done, and then we're going to be dealing with the other two line infantry and general, and then we'll have the militia left last, like almost like a dessert. So I'm going to let my guys rest up a little bit, and then we'll get in there. Okay, we're about to go at it right now. I think we got him in a position where we can... Maybe the first shots will hit around that church, block some of our shots. So we're going to go ahead and run in. We're going to wrap around with the other native unit coming around the side on their right, our left. And then we got our other one coming in on the right of the British, our left flank. I know that might be confusing, but anyways, we got our cab that's going to come in behind. So here we go. We're going to get into him quick. He is getting some good shots. He's already got me down to 92 on one of my units. But here comes our general's bodyguard. We're going to keep him somewhat close just to keep our morale within reason. And here comes our cab. And you can see he's already starting to waver. Hit him in the back. He breaks. We'll hit the other one in the back directly. He should break as well. Especially with that routing unit next to him. He's lost his general, losing his friends. This is causing a mass rout, all this shock at once. The shock and disbelief out of it all. All right, so they break. We're going to wrap these guys up, and then we'll make our way over to that militia and take him out. All right, so there he is. He's all hunkered in behind the walls, but we're going to try to bring our cav in around behind him, and then we'll see if we can time up this attack fairly well against him, and we'll go from there. Of course, I got this going fast forward so we can speed this process up for you. All right, here we go. Final push. We'll hammer him good. He's getting some shots in on us. They actually did some decent damage on me, but we're about to light him up like it's Christmas. Get you in close for the fun. See if you can find any scalps coming off. Might be a good thing they're wearing those red berets. All right, that's that. We're going to run them down just to make sure none of these guys are left around. Okay, so the Guyanas are protected, thank goodness. Now we're going to hopefully not have to deal with that again. But in the meantime, we got other bigger problems to deal with. We just barely... Okay, so with all this being done here, I don't think there's a whole lot more that we need to do for this turn. So we'll get ready to end the turn. We'll slide back over to Europe just to make sure we have everything taken care of and sorted out that we need to before we end the turn. We're on turn 8 as of right now. We'll just check on situation up here. We're looking fairly good, and then we'll check out Europe. Okay, so meanwhile in Europe, I think everything's looking like we got everything done we needed to. We finished that before we finished the episode 3, or was it, I'm sorry, episode 4 when we uploaded that. So now we are going to go ahead and end this turn here in a second. Okay, this is definitely not ideal. We got the Dutch taking out the the Spanish in Belgium. So now the Dutch are an immediate threat to our northeast. So we got to handle that situation. Okay. It is what it is. And here comes Savoy, just like any pest, anywhere, and any time. They are rolling at once, and we got us another battle here with the Savoy Navy. Probably just auto resolve this. No need to waste the time on that. I should have actually fought it because he slips away because of that. So that's a lesson for me. Next time I'll fight the battle, not auto resolve it. I should have known better. Okay, so cruising right along. Let's see what else these other little nations do. Okay, so we got the Barbary States again being a pest. We'll just auto resolve this one. This should end up with us taking the ship or destroying it. One of the two. I should. Yeah, we destroyed it. So that is that for that, and the turn should be finishing up, and we should have the advantage of dealing with what we got to deal with, which is Savoy and now United Provinces to our immediate northeast. Okay, so this Savoy army is mostly militia. They do have 5 cav in it, but only 4 line infantry. I'm pretty confident I got what I need in this army to handle that, but I might just take this army up to the capital. It gives me a little bit more manpower just in case. And there's always the possibility that they go after Alsace-Lorraine, but if I put these guys in the fort in Alsace, then we should be okay there at Strasbourg. So I'm not overly concerned with that. But this army, number one, I want to put this in Paris because we have the Dutch who could push into us. And with Savoy there, we need to make sure our capital is secured, and we're going to recruit up some more line infantry and get us our first bulkly unit. And then we should have the line infantry and the ability to go ahead and make some aggressive moves. And I'll actually add a lancer instead of the 6th line. Okay, so that's that. We still got 1,000 to spend. We only have 65, 67 coming in next turn. That's what's estimated. Okay, so once we have that army in Alsace looking a little bit better, that's going to help quite a bit as well. And that army should be rehabilitated probably next turn, I would assume. This army is still regenerating as well. So we will need that because this public order is not looking ideal over at Dutch Guyana. So we're going to have to send some men over there to boost that. The positivity element there needs quite a bit of improvement, if you will. So we got that under control now. All right, we'll get back over to Europe, and then we will end the turn on turn 9, going into turn 10. See what you got, Britain. Going into Austria. The Dutch, they are building up too much infantry here. Not looking good for me on that. My Spanish allies, worthless. Prussia is not allowing the Dutch to have too much fun with their port there. They keep smashing it. And that's actually hurting my piracy because I'm not able to steal their stuff if they keep breaking the Dutch port. So hopefully the... Uh-oh. Okay, that's going to hurt our economy a bit. And the Iroquois declare war on us. That's okay. We will not call any allies to help us with that. And... Hanover attacks the Hessen, so we're going to have to defend that as well. That actually puts us in a pretty big pickle because I don't have the forces to send over to assist them, and they're still wavering from us destroying their army. So I don't think they really ever got off to much of a good start. All right, so our treasury is really low. That's because our capital's under siege. So we've got to deal with that. Luckily, we had enough to not hit bankruptcy. We ended up with 98 in income. So that would have been a disaster if we were bankrupt. But we actually just luckily avoided that. But once we break the siege here at Paris, then our income should be fine for the next turn. But this kind of hurts for this turn, without a doubt, because when we start the next turn, obviously we don't have anything we can spend on this turn. Next turn will be fine, but this turn, obviously, we only got 98. So let's deal with this army here that from Savoy that's laying a siege. And once again, they got 4 line infantry. The rest is militia, and then they got 5 cav units. So We know what we're up against. Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so bear with me as I sort my units out, and then we'll get the fun started, if you know what I mean. So I might fast forward this until the battle starts. Okay, that took a bit to get things sorted, so now let's go ahead and see what we can get done. We're getting some shots in on their cav. We're going to get our line infantry up, and we'll deal with their cav that's coming in. Should have no problem with this. Like I said, once again, the AI is a little wonky when it comes to this. They always send their cav in for suicide charges. Looks like they're coming directly for my artillery. See if we can... Oh, he actually is going for my militia there, or line infantry, so that's good. So it's going right into hell of fire. Hella fire. We're going to start directing our artillery at the next cav unit. We don't want to allow our cav unit to continually shoot that and kill my own artillery. We got one cav unit already disposed of. Got two more coming in, and the third also lurking. So that would be 4 of the 5 cav, and then we got one somewhere, lingering somewhere. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. But in the meantime, we are shooting them down. We got the corridor boys, getting a good shot on them. Looking good. Here comes, so we got 2 cav gone. Here comes in their general's bodyguard. That'd be excellent if we get rid of him. Artillery did me really nice there. We'll go ahead and get some artillery fire on their infantry. I think we got the infantry here laying volleys down on their cav that are dealing with them just fine. So we'll get some shots in now with our militia on this. That's the line infantry on this cav coming in. See, we're getting shots in on them. So that is their 4th cav that we should have out of here in just a moment. We'll see where their 5th is. There's the 4th gone. And we'll see what happened with that general's bodyguard as well. It's got to be here somewhere. All right. Things are looking good. Oh, there's our 5th cav. Okay, now I'm glad I kept that flank secured with these units. So we'll set up our citizens to defend off a cav charge from him, and we'll get our line infantry to back them up, basically shooting into the backs of our silly little militia. I mean, most of the shots will go into their cav, so not too concerned about my little sad, sappy dudes, those little citizen guys. Everything else is looking good. What we're going to do is, once my front lines get their volleys in, we'll roll them back in with our other lines. Starting to get some shots in on that cav. There we go. We got the volleys going. So we'll start rolling our line infantry back. And I've got to set this up a little bit better, obviously. Okay. Now I need to select my artillery, get some canister shot going. And we'll lay in some fun on them. Okay, we've got a little bit of pressure coming in on the left. We're going to have to deal with. We'll get the quarter boys over there. So here's some of the problems I've been saying about my iPad. We've got to get the screen protector off. It's definitely causing problems with being able to, you know, get the touch thing going. I just lost a militia. Unfortunately. Alright, we're sending in one unit to keep them in melee, to keep them away from our artillery. Over here, things are looking pretty good. I do have, I believe this is all their line infantry over here, and a couple militia. Here comes that daggum cav. He's hitting my poor quota boys. Routed him off. So I've lost 2 units to routing, and I misclicked my line that I was trying to melee. So I'm actually going to go into melee with these guys. I have a real good charge bonus with my French lines, and I should be able to just finish these guys off over here with the plug bayonet. Alright, that last cav is just hanging in there. Sorry, dog. Alright, we got a couple of units coming in on my left. I'm going to swing around the citizens to deal with him. There goes the last cav unit. We're looking pretty good now. So I've got 3 units in melee with one of my... I don't remember what they're called. The cheap French line. It's not so good. Surprisingly, I'm about to lose one of my lines over here. Kind of shocked in that. Everything else looks like it's going fairly well. About to break the Savoyans over here on the right. Holding up okay on the left. Maybe it's a little less than ideal. Definitely losing more than I should. This is really going to be nice when I have line fire by rank, because honestly, placing your units on mobile is not easy at all. So being able to place these units in 3 ranks rather than spreading them out wide is going to be massive. Massive. All right, we're going to have to turn the artillery off for now. Have to see if we get one shot on that general. But my line infantry is about to be crossing in front. Oh my goodness, I sent this guy into melee and he's all wandering around like a dead rodent. Alright, so my little French blue guy, he broke, so we're sending in another unit. These guys are walking, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to have to turn off my artillery. Let's get them turned off so I don't shoot my own lines. And we'll see if we can go ahead and finish off these Savoy forces. I mean, it's pretty much in the bag. I have definitely lost way more men than I have any business in losing. But like I said, a lot of this has to do with the placement. And it is a little more difficult in mobile fighting these battles. But we got the win. This is almost over. It's just going to be a matter of running down the remnants so we don't have to deal with too many of these guys wandering around France. All right, I'm going to speed this up for your sanity and mine so we can plow through this thing. Running down as many of these guys as we possibly can. Alrighty, now let's see what our results are. Alright, so we killed 1456, they killed 442. So I think I did a little bit better than I thought I initially did. Actually, I lost about a little bit around 600 men. So, yeah, it could have been way better. All right, let's take a look at everything else. Okay, so it's a small force of these guys from Savoy left over. We'll go ahead and take a little bit of men from Alsace to take care of the remnants of these Savoy boys. The Savoy boys. Because I don't want them damaging my college after I just spent the money to upgrade it. That would piss me off. Big time. Other than that, the Dutch have split their army that took Brussels, so that's a good thing. So we'll have that reinforcement army, and we are quickly replenishing, hopefully, our other lines in Paris. And I think we're in fairly good shape. We've got a big chunk out of Savoy. Now they will be replenishing quick and replacing their lines rather fast, but it at least buys me time to deal with the Dutch, because that's who I'm going to go after first, because also I have to help the Hesse out as well, and fending off Savoy will be a little easier for me, I should think. So we'll get these guys over here to just finish up with this. I probably should fight this one manually, but I'm going to auto-resolve it, and I'm probably going to live to regret that. And I mean, I guarantee I will, but we'll see what the results are. We do win, and they do have 70 men remaining, so that's probably just fitting for doing the auto-resolve. If I would have fought it, there would have been none, and I wouldn't have had to deal with them again, but it is what it is. All in the sake of saving time, am I right? Don't do it. Okay, well, I think this is running long, so let me make sure to say a big shout out to all of our channel members. Appreciate all their support. Without their support, this could not be possible to continue these type of series. So I appreciate all their support. And if you'd like to become a member, you could do so by clicking below the join button. And then you'll have early access to videos such as this and exclusive content. All right, taking a look at the research points. We got 15 extra research points to spend. Probably something finished. I don't remember if I had 45 points. I think I had 40, so I got 5 extra points somehow from something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but as we wind down this last video, we're about to finish up this episode. We'll pick back up with the next one tomorrow, but looks like the research, like I said, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, guys. For those of you that have been playing, what do you think about the new research system? It's definitely different. I'm used to the old way, so I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. Like I said, it's probably going to just take me a little bit more time to, see the differences before I really pass judgment on it, but it is definitely different, and so I'm definitely comparing it to the old ways. It is what it is, but yeah, as long as the Dutch don't attack, I think we're going to be in good shape. I don't expect them to. Of course, we do have these poor dudes in Hesse are going to be under fire from the boys from Hanover. And they do have line infantry, so they have a way better force than Hesse does. So that is not good. I could send my force from Alsace to back them up there, but I don't want to risk losing that force. I'd rather just, if Hesse, oh wow, Britain's coming too. I was going to say, if Hesse does fall, that's fine. I can always go and liberate it again. But now we got a British fleet coming back to the Guyanas, so we're going to have to deal with that again. So maybe I need to recruit some more units in the Guyanas, which obviously costs money. I will say this about the AI in this, and the campaign AI does seem to be just slightly more aggressive. They're definitely putting more pressure on me than I experienced on the PC version. But that all depends on if the Dutch on next turn start trying to make some aggressive moves, then I'll say that the AI is much improved. If I would expect Savoy to continue making aggressive moves towards Paris. That is typical of the AI. Now, it looks like they're just regrouping, but then I expect them to start coming back after me. All right, we got another Savoy fleet coming, and we'll probably just auto-resolve this. I should fight it to get the money, but yeah. Well, we'll figure it out, and then, like I said, we're probably going to end the video right around here. So if you did enjoy this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video if this is content that you do enjoy. So we'll see you then, guys. I'll just finish it up here, and we will pick right back up from this spot on the next video. Thanks, guys.
Nous sommes vainqueurs! immédiatement. Préparez-vous pour la bataille.